Let's get straight to the point. Number 8. The Midnight Face Rave. Look at you, washing your face before bed like you're some kind of clean person. You think you're going to sleep alone tonight? You absolute fool. While you're drooling into your pillow, your face is hosting the most disgusting block party in microscopic history, and you're the unwilling venue. Wrong. The moment you turn off those lights, thousands of eight-legged freaks crawl out of your pores like vampires emerging from their crypts. Here's the deal. Demodex follicularum mites live in your hair follicles, and they're photophobic, meaning they hate light more than you hate Mondays. Your bedtime is their party time, and your face is the dance floor where they mate, feast, and generally have the time of their microscopic lives. Scientists call this nocturnal behavior circadian synchronization. These arachnids, yes, they're related to spiders, use chemosensory organs to navigate across your skin at speeds up to 16 millimeters per hour. During their nightly excursions, they drag bacteria, sebum, and dead skin cells across your face like tiny, filthy mops. Studies using confocal microscopy show that mite activity increases by 300% in darkness, turning your sleeping face into a microscopic highway system for bug traffic. Here's the scary part. They're not just walking around for exercise. They're spreading bacterial contamination across your entire face while searching for mates. It gets worse. When populations explode due to poor hygiene, you develop dermatocosis, causing inflammation, redness, and that lovely I haven't slept in weeks look that no concealer can fix. Your face is basically Woodstock for bugs, thousands of unwashed bodies crawling around in the dark, having orgies in the mud, except the mud is your poor gunk and you can't leave the festival. Wash your pillowcases weekly in hot water and stop pretending that splash of water counts as skincare, you walking arachnid nightclub. Number 7. The Eyelash Graveyard. Admit it, you rub your crusty eyes every morning like a raccoon pawing through garbage. You think that gritty feeling is just sleep dust? You precious, deluded creature. Your eyelashes are prime real estate for a different species of face squatter, and they're literally eating your eye oil. Here's the truth. Demodex brevis prefers the deeper, oil-rich meibomian glands along your eyelids. These shorter, fatter mites burrow headfirst into your lash follicles like microscopic ostriches hiding from reality. Spoiler alert, that crusty buildup around your lashes isn't mascara residue, it's mite dandruff and the waxy remnants of their feeding frenzies. Your meibomian glands produce the lipid layer of your tear film that prevents evaporation. When Demodex brevis infests these glands, they mechanically block the orifices, causing meibomian gland dysfunction. This leads to chronic dry eye syndrome and blepharitis, inflammation that creates cylindrical dandruff around your lash roots. Ophthalmologists call these crusty sleeves collarettes, which is a fancy way of saying mite waste cemented to your hair. Here's the kicker. Severe infestations can cause matarosis. Your eyelashes literally fall out because bugs ate the roots. It gets worse. The chronic inflammation can misdirect your remaining lashes, causing them to grow inward and scratch your cornea. You're going blind because you couldn't be bothered to clean your eyelids properly. It's like having tiny construction workers living in your eyelashes, except they never clean up their job site and occasionally the whole building collapses because they ate the foundation. Use tea tree oil-based lid cleansers and throw away that mascara from 2019. It's a mite breeding facility now, not a beauty product. Number 6. The Walking Fecal Time Bombs. You think you're constipated when you can't find a bathroom for 20 minutes? Look at you, complaining about basic bodily functions. The things crawling on your face right now are living a nightmare you can't even comprehend. They're holding it in for their entire lives. Here's the deal that will ruin your day. Demodex mites have no anus. 0. No exit strategy for waste. They eat your dead skin and sebum constantly, but every bit of feces they produce gets stored inside their tiny bodies like biological waste containers. For their entire 2-3 week lifespan, they're walking around your face as living septic tanks. This physiological nightmare occurs because they lack a proctodium, the scientific term for a butt. Nitrogenous waste, digested lipids, and bacterial byproducts accumulate in their gut until they die. When death occurs, the process called lysis releases weeks' worth of stored fecal matter directly onto your skin surface. Studies show this waste explosion triggers immune responses that cause the redness and pustules associated with rosacea and inflammatory acne. Here's the scary part. When millions of these fecal time bombs detonate on your face, your immune system goes into overdrive. The bacteria they release, particularly Bacillus aeroneus, acts as a super antigen, driving your skin absolutely insane. It gets worse. You're not just breaking out, you're marinating in microscopic sewage explosions that happen 24/7 on your face. Imagine millions of tiny water balloons filled with liquid garbage taped to your face, randomly popping and coating you in biological waste. You're basically a walking septic system failure. Stop touching your face, you're just smearing the poop around. Maybe see a dermatologist before you turn into a walking biohazard. Number 5. The smartphone Petri dish transfer system. Look at you right now, probably holding your phone 2 inches from your greasy face while reading this. You touch that bacteria-covered screen 2,600 times per day, then wonder why your cheek breaks out exactly where you hold your phone. You're basically giving yourself bacterial facials hourly. Wrong move. Genius. Your smartphone carries 10 times more bacteria than a toilet seat, but here's the truth. Every time you press that contaminated screen against your face during calls, you're creating the perfect bacterial transfer system. You touch your phone, touch your face, then repeat this cycle like you're trying to culture new life forms in your pores. Microbiologists have identified over 17,000 bacterial gene copies on the average smartphone, including Staphylococcus aureus, Streptococcus, and antibiotic-resistant MRSA strains. The warm surface creates an ideal incubator for bacterial proliferation. When you hold your phone against your face, rising skin temperature opens your pores, creating a direct pathway for bacterial colonization. Dermatologists have documented phone acne, breakouts occurring specifically on the phone contact side of the face. Here's the kicker. You're not just getting pimples, you're breeding antibiotic-resistant superbugs on your face. Staphylococcus aureus can cause boils, cellulitis, and sepsis if it enters through broken skin. It gets worse. The constant recontamination creates bacterial colonies that become increasingly difficult to treat, turning your face into a petri dish for evolving pathogens. It's like licking a subway handrail and then using it as a pillow, except you do this hundreds of times daily while pretending you're staying connected. Disinfect your phone daily with alcohol wipes and use speakerphone, you walking bacterial cultivation experiment. Number 4. The biofilm fortress of slime. You splash water on your face for 3 seconds and call it cleansing. Look at you, patting your skin dry like you accomplished something meaningful. You think you're removing dirt? You haven't even touched the microscopic slime fortress that bacteria built on your face. Here's the deal. Bacteria don't just sit on your skin like dust. They construct biofilms, structured, sticky matrices that protect them from your pathetic washing attempts. This isn't just dirt, it's an armored bacterial city that laughs at your weak soap and water routine. Every lazy rinse just polishes their protective slime shield. Biofilm consists of extracellular polymeric substances, polysaccharides, proteins, and DNA that bacteria produce to create protective niches. Studies show biofilms harbor Staphylococcus epidermidis, Staphylococcus aureus, and other pathogens while shielding them from antimicrobials. Your stratum corneum traps these biofilms along with sebum, sweat, and environmental pollutants. Over time, this creates a thickened layer of compacted corneocytes that make skincare products sit uselessly on the surface while bacterial parties rage underneath. Here's the scary part. Biofilms increase bacterial resistance to treatment while causing chronic low-grade inflammation. This constant irritation breaks down your skin barrier, increasing transepidermal water loss. It gets worse. The persistent inflammation destroys collagen and elastin, accelerating aging while you're busy congratulating yourself on your natural skincare routine. Your face is a dirty frying pan coated in baked-on bacterial grease, and you're dabbing at it with a wet tissue that'll solve years of accumulated slime buildup. Use an actual cleanser with exfoliating properties to break through the biofilm fortress. Revolutionary concept, I know. Number 3. The facial hair fungal farm. Look at you stroking that beard thoughtfully, thinking you look distinguished and wise. You're so proud of your manly facial hair. Meanwhile, it's basically a biological terrarium growing on your face, complete with its own ecosystem of filth and microscopic livestock. Here's the truth. Your facial hair is a disgusting trap for everything. Dead skin cells, food particles, airborne fecal bacteria, and massive mite populations. But here's the deal. The warm, moist environment under your beard creates paradise for microbial growth. Studies have found fecal bacteria in beards because you never properly clean the bacterial jungle growing on your jaw. Microbiologists have discovered that unwashed beards contain bacteria levels comparable to toilet bowls, including Enterococcus species typically found in fecal matter. The hair follicles provide prime real estate for Demodex populations that can reach densities 5 times higher than clean-shaven skin. Sebaceous glands in the beard area produce oil that feeds bacteria and mites, creating a self-sustaining ecosystem. This leads to beard folliculitis, bacterial infections causing painful, pus-filled bumps throughout the hair. Here's the kicker. Chronic bacterial colonization can permanently damage hair follicles, causing patchy beard growth and scarring. It gets worse. The bacterial load spreads to partners during kissing, causing perioral dermatitis around their mouths. You're literally a walking biological weapon, infecting people with your face fungus while thinking you look attractive. It's like wearing a moldy sponge as a fashion accessory while wondering why people maintain social distance during conversations. Wash your beard daily with actual cleanser, not just water. Use beard oil to control the microbial circus. Stop being a biohazard. Number 2. The immune system meltdown. You look in the mirror and see redness, bumps, and irritation, then blame sensitive skin like you're some delicate flower. Look at you, acting like your face randomly decided to hate you. Your skin doesn't hate you. It's filing a formal complaint with your immune system about the biological disaster zone you've created. Here's the deal. Your face isn't just dirty. It's overloading your immune system with constant threats, mites, bacteria, biofilms, and environmental toxins. The problem isn't having microbes. Everyone does. The problem is you've created perfect conditions for them to multiply into an army, so your immune system is permanently on high alert, throwing inflammatory grenades at everything. Your skin's innate immune system uses toll-like receptors to detect microbial threats. Normal populations trigger controlled surveillance, but your facial ecosystem is a constant rave. This triggers inflammatory cascades releasing cytokines like IL-1, IL-6, and TNF-alpha. Chronic exposure to mite antigens, bacterial toxins, and oxidized sebum creates oxidative stress, reactive oxygen species, damaging cellular DNA, proteins, and lipids. Studies show this persistent inflammation accelerates collagen breakdown and weakens barrier lipids. Here's the scary part. You're aging your face faster than time itself through chronic inflammation. It gets worse. Constant immune activation breaks down elastin and collagen, creating permanent sagging, wrinkles, and that perpetually irritated "I haven't slept in 4 years" appearance. You're not just gross, you're actively speedrunning your own facial decay. Your face is like a neighborhood where the security alarm never stops because you left all the doors open and invited raccoons to live in the basement. Eventually, the system burns out, the house falls apart, and the raccoons are still there eating the wiring. Clean consistently with gentle products and stop treating your face like a chemistry experiment. Give your immune system a vacation from crisis management. Number 1. The inescapable ecosystem reality. You've made it this far thinking you can somehow win against the bugs on your face. Look at you, probably planning to scrub with bleach or nuke everything with harsh chemicals. You think you're the main character in this story? You're not. You're just a walking habitat, and the microbes were here first. Here's the kicker. You can't eliminate them. You are not a person with bugs on your face. You are a complex ecosystem where humans and microbes coexist. Trying to achieve sterility will destroy your skin barrier and make everything worse. But here's the truth nobody wants to accept. These organisms have evolved with humans for thousands of years. You're not getting rid of your tenants, you're either managing the ecosystem or letting it become a slum. Your skin microbiome includes Staphylococcus epidermidis, Cutibacterium acnes, Corynebacterium, Malassezia yeasts, and Demodex mites in a balanced community. Studies using 16S rRNA sequencing show diverse microbiomes defend against pathogens through competitive exclusion and antimicrobial peptide production. When you assault your skin with harsh products or neglect basic hygiene, you create dysbiosis, ecological imbalance that gives pathogenic strains advantages. This disruption is linked to acne, rosacea, dermatitis, and accelerated aging. Here's the scary part. Once your ecosystem crashes, it takes months or years to repair, even with perfect care. It gets worse. When you die and your body temperature drops, the mites will notice and crawl out of your cooling pores one final time before dying on your skin. From birth to death, you're never truly alone. They're your most loyal companions, witnessing every embarrassing moment of your existence. You're not a person, you're a walking planet for microscopic life forms. To them, you are Earth, complete with weather systems, food sources, and waste management. You don't own your body, you're just the landlord, and your tenants have squatters' rights. Accept your fate as a host organism. Manage the ecosystem responsibly instead of declaring biological warfare on your own face. That's the best you can hope for. All right, you walking petri dishes. That's the list. Now that you know your face is basically a 24/7 microscopic nightclub complete with orgies, waste explosions, and bacterial raves, do something productive for once. Smash that like button like you're squashing a mite. Hit subscribe, because clearly your hygiene needs ongoing supervision from professionals. Share this with someone who complains about sensitive skin while sleeping on 3-week-old pillowcases. I'm Coolest Dudes, and I'll see you next time, assuming the bugs on your face don't eat you first.